You're welcome. So, American rapper Quando Rondo, after losing his friend in California by a brazen gun attack, he decided that he would renounce his membership as it relates to being a part of the popular Crip gang. And this has been met with a lot of backlash from persons who are alleged Crip members, persons who are gang members overall, saying that he should not renounce his membership in the gang, and that is not how it's done, and there are ways and means to do things. He should get DP'd. DP'd is getting beat up by the gang to get out of the gang. You know what I mean? Because some gangs, they have this system where you get beat up to join and you get beat up to leave. You know what I mean? You get beaten to both join and leave, if you get what I'm saying. So they're saying that you can't just make an Instagram post, explaining your dissatisfaction with the gang and say that you are not affiliated and think that's how it goes. You know what I mean? And I've seen where even some grown ass men who should not be gang members, if you ask me, commenting on this little dude's decision. Now, Quando Rondo lost his friend in California after he was supposed to get protection from the Crip gang. You know what I mean? They have this system which they call the checking in, which means that when you're going to a particular state or a particular city, you're supposed to call gangs affiliated with such and such city to let them know that you're around. Apparently, Quando Rondo made it known to members of the Crip gang that he was in California and his friend still got killed. There was an attempt made on his life. You know what I mean? So he feels as if he was backroaded by his own gang because, you know what I mean, they are the only ones who were aware of where he was. Well, so he thinks, you know what I mean? And so he feels that they are, responsible for his friend's demise. And so he wants no part of the gang, and the sad thing about the whole concept of gangs, like a lot of these people are envious of each other. You know what I mean? If in a real life situation, your blood brother, your blood cousin, the woman you're sleeping with, can be envious of what you have. You know what I mean? I've seen on the news countless times where husbands have killed wives for what they have. Wives have killed husbands for insurance money and all of that. Then what do you think? What do you expect you will get from guys who you're not related with? You know what I mean? You only do some fancy finger signals and wear the same colors, or basically chant the same three letters. That's all you have in common. Nothing which makes you bond like that. And as I said before, bonds can be broken. So why would you think that you're going to get loyalty from these people? And men dominate gangs, and men are some of the biggest haters among each other because men always want to be in the position of power. You know what I mean? By nature, men are leaders. By nature, men want to evoke power over other beings. And so, Quando Rondo, who might have power in this situation due to his economic advantage, he may be envied by a lot of persons in his own gang. You know what I mean? So there you are with money. It's like you're dangling your money in the face of wolves, thinking that those wolves are your brothers. You know what I mean? Being in a gang as a rich person is like going into the sea or the ocean and you have a wound on your hand which is leaking blood profusely. That is what it is like being in a gang as a rich person, because the same manner in which the sharks will know, target you because the blood is leaking from your hand is the same way your so-called brothers and sisters in the gang will target you. They will see you as food, you know what I mean? And when they're hungry and they're looking around and they notice that this young man, Quando Rondo, has hundreds of thousands of dollars or has access to hundreds of thousands of dollars, they might see you as food. Worse, there's a price on your head right now, allegedly, you know what I mean, that was placed by another rapper. Who to tell that those same Crip members won't take, they have no loyalty, so they will take that bounty that is on your head and try to take your life, and then they laugh, you know what I mean? After all, it's just business, you know what I mean? Criminal activities is just business, just like in the business world where have, you know, people going against each other and saying, oh, it's only business, you know what I mean? It's no offense why we pulled out of this deal, it's only business. That's all criminals view their organizations. And as such, gangs are known for railroading, you know what I mean? They're known for backstabbing each other, you know what I mean? Killing each other over lost items such as lost cash, lost guns, and so forth. When those things are lost, you know what I mean? They forget totally about the brotherhood, you know what I mean? They'll be quick to railroad you whenever things are not going in their favor, you know what I mean? And in most cases, their definition of railroading a member is death, you know what I mean? At least with your family member, in most cases, it doesn't lead to death, you know what I mean? It might lead to disagreements and malice and all of that, but for the gang life, it's likely that you will die if you are, you know, doing something which is not favorable to the gang as a whole. But for Quando Rondo, I think they should leave this dude alone, you know what I mean? And the younger guys coming up, they should look at this as an example of something that you should not do. You've been told over and over, leave gangs alone, stay in school, get yourself educated. If not, learn a trade. Trades are paying a lot in the United States, you know what I mean? Even paying more than jobs that has to do with jacket and tie and all that shit, you know what I mean? Trades are paying. Go and learn a trade, whether plumbing, carpentry, mason, electrician, something, but do not join a gang because there is no retirement plan for a gang, you know what I mean? Nipsey also was a gang member. He was killed by a gang member in his own gang. So was Slim 400. He was a gang member, and they didn't stop until they killed him, you know what I mean? So avoid this old gang thing, this gang thing that is infesting the United States. It's very detrimental to the black population and to every population that has gangs, because of course you have the Aryan Brotherhood, you know, you have the Mexican gangs and so forth. So it's detrimental on a whole, you know what I mean? It benefits no one, you know. And I would just love the youth to just think more of themselves, you know what I mean? Put out the effort. Don't be afraid to sweat. Don't be afraid to get tired, you know. Put out the effort. The earlier you start, the better. So they love to say that, oh, only young guys should be in gang, old guys should be in gang. But guess what? Only young guys should be hustling 10 times as hard. Old people should not be hustling 10 times as hard. So I would advise you, as young as you are, start to hustle from now. And when I use the term hustle, I don't mean selling drugs and all that bullshit that they use the term hustle for. I mean getting a job, doing 2-3 jobs. If you're doing 2-3 jobs, you know what I mean, over a 4-year period, a 5-year period, a 6-year period, you can save a lot of money. You know what I mean? And you can then flip that money to start legitimate business and all that. You don't need to be selling drugs and joining gangs. As it relates to Quando Rondo, if that young man wants to leave the gang, allow him to leave the gang in peace and focus on your own lives. Continue with your bullshit, but allow this man to be free. You know what I mean? He has lost a close friend and his career has been derailed. He has been losing a lot due to this senseless beef. You know what I mean? So if y'all want to stay in your gang culture, stay in your gang culture, get killed and go to jail for a life sentence. You know what I mean? But leave this young man alone. If he wants to leave the gang, allow him to leave. You know what I mean? You stay in your lane, he stays in his lane, everybody happy. Life is very simple. I'm out.
If a party made them in all the fish shanty, pan the wall for your marrow piece if you can't. Lyrically inclined, lyrics over your head, me bars are zipline, which is fine. So pussy know me evil like Frankenstein. At the king time, and we no take no press and no Calvin Klein. The thing sign, me make the world a jam just like a spin time. Yeah. So them a pagan, you know. One fraternity, no pagan, you know.